Hey folks, Chris Jewell here with Rich & Sons RV. I want to thank you for your purchase of your Springdale Summerland. Now I'm going to walk you through the basic uses of this camper. Yours may not be exactly like this, but it's going to be pretty dang close. If you have any questions, get a hold of your sales associate or someone here at Rich & Sons RV. Our number here is 308-384-2040. Alright, when you arrive to the campground, first thing you're going to want to do is plug your camper in. Nice thing about the Springdale Summerlands, 30 amp power, your cord's just right in the back. So you're going to pull this out, take it over to your power post, and just plug it in. Next thing you're going to want to do is come to the front here where your propane bottles are. You're going to want to turn both these propane bottles open. There's an indicator here. You can switch from the left to the right. If you're on one side and you run out, you've got an indicator in the back, and that'll go from green to red. You'll just switch it over to the other bottle, close that one off. Nice thing about the 20-pound bottles is you can take it off and exchange it. You don't have to go get it filled. Easy propane system. After you get your propane started, the next thing you're going to want to do is level and stabilize the camper. On the front, Springdales have the power tongue jack. So all you got to do is push a button, it's going to go up, and it's going to go back, down. You're going to want to, if you don't have level on here so you can see when it's level or not, just eyeball it, get as close as you can. After you feel like you've got it pretty level, you've got stabilizers in the front and the back. Nice thing about stabilizers on your Summerland, they're power as well. So all you're going to do is hit the extend. Now your stabilizers are not to level this at all, they're to stabilize it. So make sure you've got it level before you set these up. We'll do this in the front and the back. On the front here, yours is going to have a battery on it. This is just a demo model, so unfortunately I do not have one. Your battery is going to be sitting right here. A lot of people like to get a battery disconnect. That way you're not drawing power from your battery when you're not in use. It's going to conserve the life of your battery, so definitely look into that with our parts department. Now here's your freshwater drain. If you're using your freshwater tank at all, you're going to want to drain that before you leave the campsite or as you're leaving the campsite. To do that, just reach underneath here and undo the cap. That'll drain your freshwater tank. Now these are your low point drains. Anytime you use the camper, you're going to run hot water, cold water, any water through your system, you're going to want to empty these out. These are going to drain all the water lines in the camper. Here we've got our water connections. If you're filling your freshwater tank and running off of that, that is off to the right here. You'll hook up your hose and fill that up there. If you're lucky enough to be at a site that has city water connection, you're running directly out of a hose, you can hook into this other one, and you're set. It's very important when you're hooking up to leave home that you hook your chain and your breakaway cable here. So if something did happen to the hitch and it did get knocked off, your breakaway cable is going to break away, like it says, and it's going to apply pressure to the brakes and push the camper off to the side of the road. As you're leaving the campsite, you're going to want to dump and clear your tanks out. Your black tank is everything that's in the toilet. Your gray tank is everything that comes from the shower or the sink. These are labeled. You have black tank dump to the left, gray tank valve to the right. You're going to want to do the black tank first, so you're going to pull this and release it slowly. And after it's open and everything flushes out, you're going to do the gray tank. Same thing, pull it and release it slowly because there's going to be some pressure built up in there. You always want to do the gray tank second so it can help clean out and wash out that hose. This is going to be the back of your water heater. You're either going to have an anode rod or a plug. Before you start filling with water and putting water into the system, you're definitely going to want to take this anode rod, put it in and secure it tight. That way water's not running out of here and you're defeating the purpose of filling your tanks or running your city water. Here we've got your monitor panels and controls for your water pump and water heater. On the top, this water heater is either gas electric, so you can run that off of either of them. All you do is turn them to start or on. Below you've got your monitor panel that will monitor your gray tank levels. So it shows empty, your black tank level, your fresh tank, and your battery. It's also your water pump start. It's just a matter of flipping that over and turning it on. Alright, here is your television antenna. This is for your off-air television, ABC, NBC, CBS, NET, anything like that that you might be close enough to draw in. All you do is push in, turn, and that's going to help give you access. Right here is your antenna booster. There's a little button back here in a green light. You turn that on, that's going to boost your antenna strength and antenna signal. Here is your Furrion stereo system. With this stereo, it is Bluetooth accessible, so you can pair your phone with it and play your own music and listen to that through the speakers inside and out. There's also an app that you can control the stereo on that you can download to your smartphone and control the stereo directly from your smartphone. Up here, you've got speaker selection. You've got speakers inside and out. You can run them both at the same time, just inside or just outside, and you've got directions just right on that. Pretty simple and easy to use. This is your fuse panel. If something's not working, easiest place to check first is if there's a breaker off. If not, they're all on, then check your fuses right here. And they're labeled over here to help you figure out what's not working and the quickest remedy to it. You've got a Dometic gas electric fridge. So this will run off of either propane or electricity. Its default is electricity. So when you're plugged in, you're going to want to have it set to auto up here. And anytime you have power to this, and you're plugged into electricity, it's going to run off of the electricity. Anytime you lose that, it's automatically going to kick over to gas for you, so you don't have to worry about everything in your fridge spoiling. This is your thermostat. This will control both your air conditioner and your furnace, very similar to what you have at home. If you want an AC, you put it on cool. If it's chilly out and you want it warm in here, you turn it on heat. Then you have temperature controls right above. You've got a 3-burner stovetop. And that front burner is going to be your high output burner, so if you're doing a big pot of corn, anything like that, you definitely want to do that on that front burner. What you're going to do is turn that to light, get out your lighter, and you're ready to go. Same thing with your oven. As far as your safety equipment goes, you've got a smoke detector here, you've got a fire extinguisher down here by the door, and you're going to have a CO detector which is going to be located somewhere on the floor. In this coach, there's also going to be multiple fire exits. You've got one in the back, one in the bedroom, and there's one off to the side here. Now, before you pull the slide in, get ready to leave the camper, you're going to want to make sure everything's secured down. Your fridge is shut all the way. You've got chairs, make sure they're strapped down. If you have table and chairs, make sure they're strapped in. Ultimately, make sure that this camper is ready to go traveling down the road and nothing's going to come flying out and doing any damage. Again, my name is Chris Jewell. Thank you for watching. I hope you picked up some tips and learned a few things today. If you still have any questions, don't hesitate to contact your sales associate, myself, or anybody at Rich & Sons, 308-384-2040.